Hey everyone, how's it going? Transfer here, and today I'm back with a trio ranked gameplay now in the new season 36. I hope my run's doing well. This is a trio ranked gameplay alongside Granger as well as Khufra. We also have a Selena on our team playing as the mid laner Granger in the jungle role, which I honestly am not very strongly recommending it because he's a little bit not the best now after rework. That was a long time back. We have Brody in our marksman lane, gold lane, and myself, Lukas in the experience lane. The enemy team has a pretty beefy lineup, a lot of damage, a lot of mobility. They have Fanny in the jungle, and hands of a good Fanny player that's absolutely monstrous. They have a Cho for initiation, Roamer, pretty decent, and good Yuzhong as well, can help to initiate as well. In the experience lane, Mitten on the gold lane, and CC in the mid. Let's look at some trading patterns for Lukas. Level 1, you're actually pretty decent. Stack your first skill and use your enhanced first skill whenever you can. And you can see I managed to clear out the lane already and do quite a lot of damage to Yuzhong. Because of his first skill that is AoE, that's really the core of dominating the lane. Because Lukas actually has pretty, inconsistent damage profile. His main damage source really is his first skill, and afterwards his autos don't do that much, even if you enhance it with your second skill. So you need to try and position, especially when you're level 1 trading against the experienced laner, to trade with your first skill aiming towards the minions. And that will help you clear the lane quickly, like in that case, and win the lane from there on. Yuzhong does get a lot more sustain as he goes along, so it becomes a little bit more difficult, so you must make sure that you land your first skill, otherwise you're most likely dead. So in this case, we're trading blows pretty okay. I'm a little bit down, but generally that's how you kind of stay up. Lukas in his human form, which is normally as you play as before you unlock your ultimate, isn't that great. He has pretty squishy health bars, he doesn't have a lot of defenses, and his skills don't do that much. It's just the first skill that does a respectable amount of damage. So you really need to find opportunities to get to the ultimate and get there as soon as you can. And build wise, you definitely go for tank, emblem, as well as all these kind of supporting talents that keep him alive. I'm already running tank emblem with firmness, with Smite, with tenacity, and you can see how I'm also struggling to keep up with the Yuzhong, which has a lot of sustain. If you build him any kind of penetration wise, you will struggle to survive in team fights for the most part, unless you're looking to eliminate someone straight up. But I don't think that's really the playstyle here. You can see not landing the first skill is pretty detrimental. Yuzhong's one combo kind of takes out half the HP. So the first skill is the main source of damage, main source of sustain. Our team wants to take the turtle. I'm not sure if this is the best thing. Use my ultimate, dodge the CC, the knockup from Cho. I decided to go for the Cho here because Yuzhong's still flying. But in this case, I think I made a mistake. Should have gone to protect the Granger, but Fanny's coming right here. Khufra lands a knockup and the stun, which is great. We do clean up on the Cho. Our team's going in. Sicilian gets stunned. Unfortunately, the turtle gets taken and the Sicilian at 1 HP gets that huge shield, and they're gonna get wiped from here. Selena tries to get back out. This is not great. Terrible start for us, actually. In fact, we are all not doing too well. The Fanny doesn't know what he or she is doing. Interesting trading in terms of the goal lane. Pretty even, even though our Brody's a little bit down. But you can see that we're already on the back foot, down by about 2,500. So we really have to be careful and play from the back. So whatever the Granger has done there, it's not recommended. It's a good negative example actually in this case. When you want to trade against a melee fighter, especially in the early game, as a range, never walk in yourself, especially if the experienced laner, the melee fighter, has a lot of some form of gap close. Like in this case, Yuzhong does, and he does have a lot of crowd control as well with the petrify. So Khufra and I try to take down this Yuzhong, and you can see we lack quite a bit of damage. Khufra didn't land the stun as well. So that's another bad mistake on our end, because the enemy team are more the wiser and they come straight to it. They run Vengeance because I take a lot of damage, but there's no way I survive this one as well. So you can see a series of unfortunate events where we tried to force out something where we definitely couldn't have, resulting in us being pretty bad, being put pretty far behind. Nathan has taken down the gold lane tier 1 as well. Fanny is just running amok because Fanny can do whatever, and our team is just trying to stay alive here. This is very difficult for us, even though Khufra on paper counters. Oh, this Fanny went a bit crazy, so we did manage to get something. So as I was saying, on paper Khufra actually counters Fanny, but in this case, since there's so many people diving our team, it's difficult to be there at the right time always. So you can see the amount of damage that comes through with Lukas' first skill, but only if it's double stack. So I tried to stack my first skill with 2 autos before I even stepped in, so I was autoing first. I just got kicked away by a Cho, otherwise we would have gotten the Cho earlier. But that was a little bit of a redemption in some way. We managed to close the lead a little bit. The enemy team got very confident, stepping so far into our jungle, chasing all the way. So they did make some form of a mistake there, which gave us a little bit of a window to breathe a little bit. And as an experienced laner, my job is to try and take neutral objectives and join a fight where I can. But in this case, this gives me a lot more room to work with and a lot more pressure and oversight into the enemy jungle, so I decided to do for that. Our team, unfortunately, I think didn't do that well in the fight, and obviously from my perspective, especially when you're playing in a trio or duo solo, it doesn't really matter too much. If you see the situation looks a little bit iffy, if you're too far away, always take the safe route. Like in my case, I always go for farm, with the exception of if you're being the roamer, then please open the map and follow your team and support your core and protect them. But beyond that, my lane is supposed to be constantly pressured. Clearly lane gives a lot of pressure, so even though Yu Zhong is actually jumping into the team fight there, and he does get our Granger right there, but there's no way I'm making it in time, and I did manage to push our wave, so he has to come back. And this is my approach. I soak up experience as well as gold for no real risk at all. So I do a lot of damage here. I managed to get a Cho, but I died after, which is, well, that's a bad call on myself because it was a 1 versus too many. Everyone kept coming along, so that's not great, and mistake on my part. I could have done with the trade. You can see the short trade that I did with the Yu Zhong. I did 1/3 with the 2 and 1, so the 2 and then the enhanced number 1, a couple of autos, and was able to do 1/3 of the Yu Zhong's HP. I should have just stopped at that. I got a little bit greedy. I knew I could take out somebody, but I didn't expect so many people to come along. Anyhow, Lord is going to be spawning at this point. We're not in the best position to take it. We are down 2,000 gold. It's fine. I go back to lane clearing, try and clear out the minions. That's my job. Tell my team to take it easy because I have presence on the other side. But it looks like something is going on already. Khufra has jumped in. I see team fight breaking out. Use my ultimate and try and go in. I'm stuck behind a wall, but I realize this Nathan's going for the Brody, going 1-for-1. So that's not great. So I try and defend. Fanny comes along, tries to clean up, double kill onto the Brody, getting the Granger as well. So yeah, not great. We can't catch the Fanny once Khufra's ball is, you know, on cooldown. We had a huge fight that actually worked out, but Fanny came in just in time to clean up, and that's honestly really well played. That's one of those things that you want to do as a jungler or experienced laner. As long as you're not the tank, that's not what you want to do. You can see the first skill actually does interrupt the Fanny if you do land it right, because your first skill actually pushes people, whoever you catch, towards one direction. So it's great. A lot of damage coming in. I don't think we are in the best place to fight. You can see the Cho actually does land a kick, and so the Granger dies as well. There's a lot of pressure from our enemy team in terms of anyone can really dive. The Cho can dive, the Fanny can just come in straight. as long as they notice that the Khufra doesn't have the jump, or if the Khufra doesn't have the ball ready, it's not great. And Fanny can just come in, especially with our team being so spread out. That's really one of the easiest things that Fanny can do. So they do get Lord. I come in and do manage to find an angle onto the Yuzhong. Not quite enough on the Sicilian to get slowed too much, but that's good. It's fine. We do manage to get something. Try to catch this Fanny, but that's almost impossible. You see Fanny just showcasing whatever cable management that is. But it seems like Cho actually he missed the memo here. When Fanny was leaving, Cho and Nathan continued forward, and that gave us a little bit of opportunity here, because even though the enemy team did get the Lord, they now don't have enough of their team to kind of push together. Then I tried to stop this Fanny. Unfortunately, can't quite land everything. But Fanny's going forward more, and the Brody goes down because the Khufra is not with us. So you can see how it's very smartly played. I'll give a lot of kudos to the enemy team for playing this well, to be fair, especially on the Fanny side, taking fights when they can, when they're in the best position to take it. They know, let's say if they spot people being away from the Khufra, for instance, the natural counter, go for the fights. Of course, they're a little bit disjointed at times, which gives us some breathing room, I'll admit that. And that gives us, a little bit more time and space to stay around here. So Fanny is already at level 15. But I managed to land my first skill. You can see for a brief moment, very brief moment, I was able to hold Fanny in place. But that's fine. I see an angle into the Sicilian, not quite enough. This one comes onto me. Take a little bit of damage, but not too much. It's okay. It's better that I land something, or I take the brunt of it, than anyone else on my team, because they don't take too well of it. Looks like they're staying on this fight, which is strange. I'm a little bit low, I'm not gonna take any more chances. But looks like we have an opportunity here to turn even more, because the enemy team is still forcing fights when they are not quite in the best position to do it. Of course, they have a lot of burst damage, a lot of single target elimination, so to say. And then now with the Sicilian strong, but we did manage to get a stun onto the Fanny. You can see that one moment it gets done, I'm able to jump on to the enemy team. Unfortunately, they are pretty far out. I use my ultimate to make sure I'm CC immune and don't get pulled. Looks like the Cho comes in, he wants my ass. Gonna go for the Sicilian. Sicilian looks like he's able to get away. But here comes the Brody. Brody does manage to lock onto the Cho. I'm gonna try and take this tower here with the help of Brody and Khufra. We do manage to get it. So this is pretty much late game build. We are even slightly above now. So we have managed to turn that very unfavorable first probably 5 to 8, even 10 minutes in our favor, because we managed to stay calm and focus on farming, taking some fights where we can. And the one of those few turning moments was when they really overextended after the fight has ended, when Fanny was basically, I'm out of here. The rest of the team continued to chase, and that was an opportunity for us to carry on. So now we have another Lord. This is pretty much how we're gonna go for it. Cho wants to look for an engage. I'm trying to just land my first skill, doesn't matter who, and use my ultimate immediately. It looks like Yuzhong coming from the corner. We know that Fanny is away, but Fanny can always be here in an instant. Send some damage all the way to the glow. But stay very close to the team. So Yuzhong actually jumps in. I'm not sure if this is the best play. And we do manage to get a kill. This is an opening for us. We're gonna go for it. Sicilian does get a Selena, but Brody does get a Nathan in return. Very fragmented fight. They actually start out with the Yuzhong, but very nice knockup by the Khufra. So I land my 2-1 combo. That's all the damage you need. And Fanny is going to get killed off, as well as we wipe the enemy team. So that is pretty much how we secured that Lord. That was very interesting, but at the same time, this is what you should be expecting. You see high technical proficiency in pretty much the jungler, and well, honestly they had some pretty nice angles, especially at the start. But at the start of the season, everyone goes a bit crazy, to be fair, and this is also in trio ranks, so you cannot align everybody's intentions, as I'm sure all of you will be familiar with. But nevertheless, we play what we got, we play the hand that we've been dealt, and it's been quite a turnaround, so to say. So we are on the forefront here. We have foot is on the gas. We have to make sure we don't make any strange errors here. So Fanny comes in. Fortunately, Granger doesn't die, but looks like Yuzhong is chasing as well. So this time we are going to try and protect the carry. Unfortunately, the Petrify goes through. You can see from the corner of the screen, and Yuzhong is able to get the damage in, but we do manage to clean up. You can see it's very difficult to guard everybody at the same time because they have so much to initiate. It's just that those decisions at this point to initiate, I'm not sure if that's the best one. I do manage to stop the Fanny with the help of the Khufra, and that is crucial. We do manage to take out the enemy Fanny, and that is the jungler down, that main source of damage. There's a threat to our backline. So we are able to look for another opportunity here. Sun comes in, I land my first skill in as well, and we get a follow-up. Selena cleans up the throw, and only 2 members on the enemy team left to defend. We are trying to find an avenue to end here. We should have a lot of damage to go range, but it's really about the Brody and the Granger. But the Granger just came back. I see Yuzhong flying here as well. Make sure that he doesn't do anything funny, so I'm gonna step back. For safety's purpose, we decide to take a step back because Granger is not with us. And we're just gonna clean up down the enemy jungle while our rest of the team takes the blue. Fanny seems to be in here somewhere. The Khufra lands an amazing ultimate, and with everyone here, that's pretty much it. You can see that Fanny is very strong with the blue buff. Obviously, it's not news, but without it, it's tough. Especially if the team seems to be pretty spooked out and they decide to go for the buff. But they decide to stay in the base. Fanny decided to go. No support here. I'm just trying to find an angle. Not enough minions. I'm very low actually, so I'm not quite sure 100% if I want to go for it. But it looks like Yuzhong is coming in as well. Cho is coming with a kick and jump right in. Use my ultimate and vengeance just to make sure I'm alive, because at this point I do need to at least stay in front. First skill does connect, but Yuzhong is flying. Fanny is going forward, but I'm not gonna be able to stay in there, so it's just the rest of my team. Khufra lands a beautiful knockup and ultimate. Not enough follow-up damage, however, but I think that's gonna be enough. We're just gonna take the base right here, and that is one of the comebacks of the season so far. It's just been a few days, and that was crazy from my point of view. We had pretty high quality moments on both sides. Excellent team fighting, excellent ganking, as well as excellent early game pressure from the enemy team. Really well done by them. But we had also, you know, your symptoms of a trio rank or whatever moments that could come out of it when we decide, I'm just gonna take this fight and see where it happens. That moment. But regardless, I would say that this was generally pretty well executed. With whatever we had, we were able to do what we had to do and stay calm, even though we got absolutely destroyed in the early game. So since the season just started, I hope this video offers some form of inspiration. You know, the game's not over until it's really over, so play your cards well. If you're doing well in the team fight, you know what your team is capable of, then go for it and do it more. If you're put on the back foot, try and farm up safely, because there will be mistakes that happen on both sides really. So you just need to capitalize on some of them from the opponent, and that could just be the turning point. With that, I wish you all the best on the ladder in this new season 36. This is Channel 12 signing off. I'll see you guys next time.